Hey, what's up, y'all? What's poppin'? It's D. We're reacting to day 5 of the trial. Tory, Meg, Kelsey. Apparently, on day 5, Kelsey admits that Tory shot Megan. They are playing this recording that took place in September to refresh her memory, because apparently she's, gotten amnesia on the stand, and she keeps telling them, I don't remember, I don't recall what I said, da da da. So they're like, all right, we're gonna jog your memory, and we're gonna play this recording from a few months ago. You don't remember saying all this? So that's what they're doing on day 5. So let's see what happens. Let's watch.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Ebony, and welcome to day 5 of the Tory Lanez trial. So you guys know there's been so much drama with this case, and yesterday was no different. They actually had to remove a juror because he showed up drunk. And the question that I have, that I think a lot of us have, is where is Tory's driver? Nobody seems to be adding him to the witness list. Well, it does seem that
he don't want to be involved. They can't force you to get on the stand. I think that's what people are forgetting. Also, they're also forgetting that Kelsey is only testifying because they gave her this immunity deal. People are like, oh, they should have never gave her the deal. Then she would have told the truth. She wouldn't have testified. You aren't forced to testify. That's a choice. So let's put that out there. So that's why the driver probably is MIA. They can't get him to testify. He like, I don't want no parts of that. He not answering calls. He not doing none of that. And because they have nothing on him, they can't force him to come in and question him or nothing like that. So there's that.
Can't find him. The only sober person in the vehicle who could either corroborate Megan, Kelsey, or Tory. If the driver, the person who wasn't drunk, comes out and says that Tory didn't do it, well, then Tory walked. But if he comes out and corroborates Kelsey and Megan, then Tory could be convicted. So we're still wondering what's going to happen with that. You also have the prosecutor, playing Kelsey's 80-minute video for the jury. The judge did approve their request to play Kelsey's previous testimony and use it against her. The reason that they said they want to use it is because it goes to the credibility of the DA's office. When the defense attorney suggested that the DA's credibility wasn't to be trusted because of not only the miscommunication with Kelsey, but also the miscommunication with Discovery, that's when the DA's office pretty much requested that they play Kelsey's full video, and the judge agreed. Now, something else that's very interesting is we actually found out from the defense attorney that Roc Nation had offered Tory Lanez a record deal. And before the incident with Megan Thee Stallion had happened, well, unfortunately, Roc Nation and Tory Lanez fell out. And then, all of a sudden, this drama started. You guys, everyone has been wondering how Roc Nation got involved in this. People were wondering why Desiree Perez was threatening Kelsey with the tape. We've been wondering why Roc Nation has been so heavy in this trial, and it does seem allegedly that Tory Lanez and Roc Nation could have had a bad business deal that went wrong, and this is how this entire aftermath happened, allegedly. Something else that's very important is the fact that I feel that Kelsey is out here trying to sabotage Megan and this case, and this is just my opinion, but I want to break it down for you guys. For those of you guys who don't know, Kelsey has been posting a lot of stuff on Instagram, and something that most notably was posted was a picture with her baby daddy. Now, he actually goes by Draven Darian D-Boy Smith, aka D-Boy No Sleep, and again, he is a 1501 certified executive and also one of the top managers in Houston. Now, remember, Kelsey's husband, he allegedly works for 1501, and so you guys know that Megan has been at odds with this label. I find it no coincidence that Kelsey all of a sudden had all this bad memory on the stand, and now all of a sudden she is not remembering anything that happened. Now, to be fair, during her September interview with prosecutors, her baby daddy was also there. So I want to be very transparent. So not only was he there when she incriminated Tory, they were together when she was in court just a couple days ago. So look, you guys, this seems a little bit fishy to me. You guys let me know what you think about it, but I find it no coincidence that now now all of a sudden Kelsey can't remember nothing. Now I'm going to go ahead and play a legal synopsis of what happened in court. And you guys know I'll be back later on today to give you guys a recap. Stay tuned.
I watched Kelsey Harris testify for 2 full days. I watched her struggle and hesitate and take abnormally long pauses when she did not want to answer questions. I watched her respond, oh, it was confusing, it was blurry, I don't know, I don't remember, when she didn't want to answer questions. I also saw her answer some questions in the morning session very confidently, very believably. But there was one question that she answered that when she gave the answer, I felt like I was seeing the real, authentic Kelsey Harris, a person I was having a conversation with at a coffee shop like a friend, not somebody testifying on the trial. The question was this. They asked her, did you hear someone yell, dance bitch? She said, now where did that come from? Those words that loom so large over this trial, the fact that the prosecution claims, Meg claims, that that Tory yelled, dance bitch, and pointed a gun at her. Kelsey Harris said, now where did that come from? She didn't just say, no, I didn't hear it. She said, where did that come from? And she said it in a very authentic manner, like she, for the life of her, cannot figure out where in the hell that came. Court for the final day of the first week of the Tory Lanez trial. The prosecution is expected to put on witnesses. They're going to play a whole tape of Kelsey's recorded interview with the police. I'm not sure how significant that's going to be. Here are the witnesses who I think will be significant. Now, I expect the prosecution to call the only sort of completely partial outside witness to this incident, and that is the resident of the home near where the gunshots went off. That individual said he heard things. He said he saw the muzzle go off when the woman was near the gun. He said he saw what appeared to be 2 women fighting. If the prosecution does not call this man as a witness and they leave it to the defense to call him, that tells me a lot, that the prosecution is not putting on the truth. They're just putting on an extremely one-sided version of the story. I expect them to call him. The other witness that's very interesting is the police officer, Detective Stogner, the lead investigator in this case. The prosecution is not calling him to testify because they're saying that he's on administrative leave. The defense is saying, wait a second, he's not on administrative leave. First you told me he's getting terminated. Now you're telling me he's on administrative leave. The defense is obviously building the case that this was a shoddy investigation, that we need to know about why this guy's not available, not testifying, why he was either fired or on administrative leave. Who is this guy and what did he do in this case? But let me tell you who I think the most important witness is. Oh no, wait. Why don't you go to my subs where I just did a video, IG subscriptions, telling you exactly who I think the most important witness left is. After this video is going to be the big question on your mind. Where is Quan? Quan was the driver. He was the only adult in that room. At this point, you might be saying to yourself, I don't believe nothing that Meg says. I don't believe nothing that Kelsey says. You would believe what Quan says. Quan was not drunk.
Why would I believe Quan?
In the testimony that we've heard so far, to be a very reasonable,
Quan has motive to lie.
Security guard. It was reported by the defense, I think 2 weeks ago, that they can't find Quan. They're looking for him. They want him to testify, to be a witness, but they can't find him. Maybe they have an ace in their hole. Maybe they find him. If he is found, and if he testifies, and if he sides with Tory, this is game over. All right, Friday morning session in the books at the Tory Lanez trial. Prosecutors played the recording from their interview with Kelsey back in September 2022. A lot of the jurors had heard a lot of that stuff before, but now they heard it on audio played on the courtroom speaker. Kelsey told the story. She gave a lot of details. You know, when you do a direct examination, you maybe don't go over all the details. When you sit down with police and they do your initial interview, they go over every single detail, and every single detail is on the recording. We got a lot of gossipy details, including that Odell Beckham Jr. was there at the party that night. Kylie Jenner at the front had up to 6 security guards checking people. A lot more. You can go to my IG subscriptions. I give you all the gossip details. Let's get to the key part of the recording, and that's where Kelsey implicates Tory in the shooting and also makes statements about Tory putting out the idea that Kelsey denies taking any money, but she did acknowledge during the recorded testimony that statements were made to her that she could be paid. This was way back in 2020. As to the shooting, Kelsey said, well, prosecutors told the jury that she had told them before, which is that Tory was the shooter. They both got out of the car. Tory hopped into the front seat. He pulled a gun. He shot Megan. The other people at the party, it was Kylie Jenner, one of her male friends, one of her girlfriends, Corey Gamble, who's Kris Jenner's husband, and OBJ, one of his friends, and then Meg.
Why was Corey there without Kris? That's kind of weird, but whatever.
Later invited Tory, and Tory got there. Other stuff, there's 6 security guards at the front when they pulled up. When Meg got there, she was making nachos. She's like, hey, I'm going to make nachos for everybody. Sadly, everybody got very drunk and partied. Looks like the nachos were never eaten. Also, Kelsey describes in detail how Meg started acting really off was just sounding very weird, very uncomfortable, very unlike herself. And this all happened when Tory was kicking game to Kylie in the pool. And basically they were like, yeah, we got to get Meg out of this situation, and Tory's not trying to leave. So that all was very confirmed in vivid detail. Kylie Jenner also has a basketball court. That was interesting. She said she had more details on when Kylie basically kicked them out. She's like, look, we left without Tory. Meg's lying about this slipper, and then we came back and we tried to get Tory. Meg goes in. She comes out immediately with Tory. As she comes out immediately with Tory, it's also Kylie Jenner with them. And Kylie Jenner standing at the porch, basically escorting them out is what it sounded like. And then Meg gets in the car and she's like, bitch, Kylie told us we need to fucking go. And then Quan was like, yeah, they were fighting in there and they got into it. So yeah, that happened.
He is so messy. I cannot. That's hilarious. But I'm not going on Instagram, brother, and signing up for no goddamn subscription for no tea. It is not that serious. I'll get the tea somehow, some way. But yeah, this whole situation is so confusing because Kelsey is so goddamn sketchy. If she wasn't so suspicious, then I would say it was Tory 1000%. Case closed, lock him up. But the fact that she's acting so weird, it's making me feel like she had something to do with it in one way or another. So I don't know if there was like a tussle over the gun and like, you know, she was shooting it mad and then Tory was trying to get it from her and she like pulling the trigger because she pissed or whatever the case. She's saying she was drunk. Some people act crazy when they drunk. So maybe that occurred. I don't know because her behavior isn't adding up. Why the fuck would you meet up with this nigga in a hotel shortly after the incident if you're claiming that you saw him shoot at Megan? What sense does that make? You saw this man shoot at your friend, your best friend, and then you meet up with him? An average innocent person would be like, what the fuck, this nigga crazy. I ain't meeting up with him. He might try to shoot me. This nigga might try to kill me to try to polish me off so that I don't snitch on him. I don't testify against him. Fuck that. We ain't got nothing to talk about. But no, you met up with him. Make that make sense. And then you're going back and forth on your story. You're telling us you lied. Then how we know you ain't lying now? Like, it's just a lot. It's a lot, and I don't know what to believe because she's not acting like an innocent party at all. So she needs to be convicted somehow, some way as well. Both of them, if that's the case. Because I don't like how she's operating. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? And I don't think it's just because she doesn't like Megan. Like, that's so stupid. I don't think she will go through all of this just because she dislikes her. It has to be more to the story. And then Black Tea Blog brought up her married to the nigga who's a part of the label that Meg is like at odds with right now. But even that doesn't make sense that she would be doing all of this over. Like, I don't understand it. She sounds guilty, like she had something to do with this, and she's just not revealing it. She's like, oh, I don't want to incriminate myself. Incriminate yourself how? Because you are guilty and you had gunshot residue on you as well. Like, I can't. It's a lot, and it's sketchy, but hopefully we get some answers because we still don't have many answers. Yes, she did admit to it in September, but it sounds like she was a part of the problem as well. She was trying to shift all the blame on Tory when she should get some blame as well. That's what it sounded like. I don't fucking trust her. So there's that. That's my opinion on the whole situation. Y'all let me know what y'all thought. Let me know what other videos you want me to watch, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.